Jackson Radio Show.
I got a question for you. Has President Trump had a decent week ever since he's taken office? Heck, since he's won the election. Has he actually had a good, solid week where it's like, good on you, President Trump. You did a good job this week. No thumbs up, especially not from the establishment. Definitely not from the media. But I tell you what, why can't they just let the man do his job? I'm Liz Mattori filling in for Kevin Jackson. This is the Kevin Jackson Show on KJRadio.com. But yeah, even this week, for example, he congratulated, Putin for winning. Okay, fine. He quasi sort of won. I don't think there was competition, but that's another story. Technically it's not our problem. So he gets flack for saying congratulations to Putin. Then he gets flack for saying that he is willing to actually meet with said Putin. And then they're talking about unifying Korea. And then they're just basically just saying, oh, that can't possibly happen. I'm like, gosh darn it, people. Why can't you just let the man do his job? I mean, it's his job to, protect and defend. He's supposed to be the commander-in-chief. He's actually our lead diplomat. A lot of people don't like his crassness. We all know that. But if people are willing to negotiate and people are willing to move the pendulum forward and create, heaven forbid, world frickin' peace, and we might actually get closer to it with every day that people become open-minded and wanting to make a difference and make change and make positive, effective change, it's almost as if they don't want the country to succeed. They sure don't want the president to succeed. But sickly enough, maybe they don't want world peace. World peace you can't make money off of. World peace you can't, rig elections around. World peace you can't increase the price of, resources and price gouge and collude and all that. If we actually became successful and actually, again, buried the hatchet and, figured out what we need to do to move forward and create a prosperous society across the globe, that would be bankruptcy for all the establishment. And they don't want that. They want everything and they want us to have nothing. Well, let's talk about it. They talk about this whole 1% thing. All of those people are in that 1%. And oh, by the way, we as Americans are in the 3% of the world. So when we see our president doing things that have possibility and that have a good ending, why all of a sudden you're not allowed to be successful as a president? Why can't we be successful as a country? This whole concept of what they say, American exceptionalism, is an actual thing. I actually heard, I think it was Susan Rice talking to American University the other week, and it was on C-SPAN. And, one of the, college students stood up and said some erudite, sort of over the top, over the mind statement, trying to look all cool and stuff in front of Susan Rice. And her answer to it was we have slipped as a society and as a country because of certain leadership, basically talking so much smack and trash about the current administration. Remember when former administrations would not actually talk bad about the next administration? You remember when presidents actually would retire and paint at their ranch? Instead, we're watching the Obama administration again recalibrate and become, like I said before, community organizers. Maybe they were never actually capitalists. They weren't really about the republic. They have always been socialists. they always have been communists. And maybe they wanted that last 8 years of Hillary Clinton to really change over our system. We had a record amount of people on welfare during Obama's years. Our economy was stagnant. And a lot of these children who we're seeing galvanize and get all angry grew up when Obama was president. And yes, under the image of, having the imagery and the fantasy and the fascination about having, a black president. I mean, I personally love the fact that the girls were able to grow up in the White House, having another opportunity for children to grow. But short of that, we are seeing, again, the seeds that were planted. It's kind of sick because they were like, okay, if we don't have the political might, we literally can grow the anxiety and animosity and degradation through the children. And so they're like, okay, well, this is what we're going to do. And then if that doesn't work, then this is what we're going to do. And if that doesn't work and this doesn't do, and kid you not, the more success our president has, the more success our country have, the more success that we have as citizens, they're going to ratchet up. Because they don't want us to know that our principles actually work. They don't like pragmatic solutions. All these people have been in office for so long, career politicians, they think that they are the only ones who can say and do and think. We are just here as, pieces of meat for all intents and purposes. And so when we have a president, we have a leader who's willing to, again, make an effective change and actually, he wants to answer the questions. They have been so used to living in a world where it's just question after question after question and dodge after dodge. But he actually wants to find solutions to these problems, these year-long, decades-long, generation-long problems, whether it's in the inner city or in the Kremlin. And so why don't they want us to? It's because they profit off of the destruction. They profit off of the anxiety and the destruction and the degradation. They literally don't want us to succeed because it's not a part of their business model. Folks, all of this has to do with their bottom line. We are expendables to them, people. I hope you understand that. And our country is one of those expendables. And we here in the United States, thank goodness we have that right to exercise our right to vote in order to stop all the things that they wish that could have happened. But yeah, I mean, why not meet with someone if you want to kind of see him eye to eye? I thought, didn't Obama meet him? And Obama was all chummy with them. And I mean, what about this crazy double standard that they have for presidents prior to President Trump? Thank goodness it wasn't Hillary Clinton. That's all I got to say to that one.
This is the Kevin Jackson Radio Show.